A member of the Nevada Assembly is drafting a bill that would create a commission to study the impacts of slavery.
Yeah, the commission would also be tasked to consider if reparations are warranted and what those could possibly look like. News 3's Ambar Rodriguez has details on this proposed bill.
There's many people out there who've said, why bring a bill up like this when you know that the national mood seems to be against, things like DEI and diversity and inclusion. And of all things, you want to bring a reparations bill forward? I think this is the best time to do it.
As state lawmakers consider an array of new bills this session, Assemblyman Reuben D'Silva is creating one which would compose a commission to study the impacts of Jim Crow, racial discrimination, and slavery on communities throughout the state.
We need to understand that Black Americans, specifically the descendants of enslaved people, have been kept legally away from opportunity in this country for well over a century after slavery.
In addition to studying the effects, the commission would also be tasked with considering if reparations to descendants of enslaved Africans is needed and what those should be. Tyler Perry, a historian and associate professor of African American and African diaspora studies at UNLV.
I think when people see the word slavery, they're wondering what that has to do with Nevada. As far as, Nevada being incepted into the Union as a free Union territory for the silver mines. But what I tell my students, particularly in my classes, when we talk about the legacies of slavery and how they persist into the 21st century, is that free state or slave state, slavery had an impact upon all of the United States.
The proposed bill is not a new idea, as California was the first state to appoint a reparations task force. Perry says he has always advocated that a committee like the one Assemblyman D'Silva is proposing should exist.
It's about education and justice. And so the more people are educated about what actually happened to African Americans, because I think a lot of people who otherwise don't study the subject or didn't learn about it in school, it's kind of mystifying. Like, it's very abstract. They know that discrimination existed, but they don't know the extent to how it permeated across generations and why the wealth disparities are what they are today. But it is directly related to Jim Crow style policies that existed both in the Southeast as well as in a town like Las Vegas.
Assemblyman D'Silva says he expects the bill's draft to be complete in the next coming weeks. Reporting for News 3, I'm Ambar Rodriguez.